good to go. Doing some chores and cleanup today. And I thought it might be fun to try and share it with VR because it's always fun to have somebody along with you while you're doing chores. The first chore is I've got to hang this hummingbird feeder, or this is a regular bird feeder. It's very nice and pretty. Outside the window over there, so that my wife and her cat can see the birds who want to come and eat it. So, I got my tools. Because the exterior of my house is stucco, I'm going to be using a Tapcon drill bit. Tapcon screws. You can't drill through stucco with a standard drill bit, or you will break your drill bit, because stucco is basically just concrete. Now, the DeWalt's, they have resistance ratings. Now, these are good for putting in screws, but if you're trying to drill, you're going to put it on drill. And that means it won't try to, see when it did that ratcheting sound, that means it's torquing over torquing. Next piece is Tapcon screws. Always fun to properly open it. I normally find that when I do some kind of household project, I end up bleeding a little bit. I feel like it's not real unless you've given some blood. So we'll see how this goes. So you can see this window here, it's for powder. My wife likes to be able to enjoy and look out the windows, and she's hoping we'll get some birds. She wants it right here in the stucco. That way kitty cat and wife can both stare at the birds if they choose to come. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get it positioned where I want it. And I'm gonna pre-mark just a couple of holes here. And maybe we'll just do one hole to start. A second. This drill bit might be hard to push through. There we go. Now, if you don't have a hammer drill, this is a little bit harder. In my case, I don't. So, help myself there. That may be enough of a pre-drill to get it started. The other thing is the drill bit I'm using is a 5/8. And I've got the matching set of screws. So just slightly bigger screws. Drill hole. There we go. Hole number 2. I think we got that all the way through. If not, we'll find out. All right. I like using my drill to take on and off my bits. A little more using my teeth. You can see me right there. Sounds like the girls are back. Of course, as I'm putting it up there, I happen to notice that Tapcon screws are flatheads. No big deal, they also have the same size as my extension bit here. So I can just put them in using the hex head, which is probably a better grip anyway than a standard. So I might turn this down so it doesn't try to over tighten. Maybe a 9. You back, kiddo? You guys can go in the garage and play Minecraft. We got multiple screws. It's a good idea to start them and start all your screws before you really tighten them. It looks like maybe I didn't Tapcon that all the way. Yeah, the top one could use a little. Loosen this up a little bit. Yeah, that's just gonna come straight out. Okay. Well, either I've got the wrong size bit or I was too messy when I was drilling and my spots are too wide. Okay, at least I got video evidence of my first fuck up. Let's see here. I might be able to get those in there. Now this guy's a little too big. Alrighty, what are we doing? It's Tapcon self-tapping screws. The problem is here, the hole isn't too big. Now here's where we got to figure out how we want to do, because the other option I have is just fill in those holes. You need to get a bigger drill bit and drill the holes bigger. This is a bad idea because it's concrete stucco. I could potentially use a longer screw. I could try that. I could use a longer screw. I have some. Okay, I think there's a beam behind. Yep, we're getting down to wood. So if I'm lucky, I'll be able to just put these regular screws into the beam and it'll hold. If these guys aren't long enough, then I'm gonna have a problem, but they should be long enough. Like the dwarves of Mariah, I drilled too deep. All right. Tap number 2. It feels like it might be grabbing. No, it's not quite. This one here has got some grip, but it's not holding tight. It'll just come right up. Okay, so my other drill, the impact drill, is not the right drill for the job. I need a hammer drill, or again, definitely go into the wood. I've got my Phillips head somewhere around. I think it was outside. All right, got my tap one. Yep, we got my Phillips out here. Let's see if I can try to put these guys in here. They only go into there. Yeah, so they'll bite into the wood or whatever's behind that pretty well. It should give us enough to hold this. I don't need to reach over in. Put this up here. Let's start with the top one. That's actually biting. That's holding. There you go. All right. It's pretty solid. Not gonna hang on it. There I go. That ought to hold. There we go. That's the important part right there. Finally, like our expensive feeder here. There she goes. Tiki, can you see the bird feeder? Okay. Wife's approval. I think the lesson here today, which is always important to learn a lesson, is that, now we're gonna put some sunflower seeds in too, but is that you should always have the right tools. And if you don't have the right tools, maybe improvise. But best to have the right tools. So, a nice way to open this bag so it doesn't permanently. Chaser, this is not food, buddy. It's not food. It's not food. All right. Have any scissors? Speaking of right tool, there's some scissors. Always kid scissors with these guys. New messes. And I wonder how much seeds we should put in here. Just put a bunch. Variety around, source of fresh water. Keep filled with fresh food. Discard old food. Okay, well, I guess we got enough here. Here we go. Only spilled a little. Okay. Chase, you could try to eat those. I don't think you're going to enjoy it. What do you think, huh? All right. Yeah, what a shame. You guys missed a good show. There we go. Mission complete. Now I just have to sweep. All right. To recap, if you want to install a bird feeder in your stucco outside your home, you want a hammer drill, a 5/8 inch bit, carbide tip, Tapcon bit, and some Tapcon screws. If you don't have those, probably better to go with 2-inch Tapcon screws than the ones I got. If you don't have those, you can use a regular DeWalt drill and hammer on the back, make your holes too big, and then use a longer outdoor screw to get into the posts behind so that it bites and holds. But this has been a very successful. I don't have any blood on my hands, and I think that's good enough.